Hi guys, so you're joining me today to do a downsize on a skirt. The skirt was mine, and bear in mind I'm a size 18, but I've only worn it once and I knew I wasn't going to wear it again. So I'm going to be downsizing it for my daughter. So I actually got to try it on the other day, and I've actually pinned there where the new waist needs to be. So I'm just simply going to start by going inside the skirt, and all I'm going to do at this point is, first of all, I'm going to take that pin out and just pin it on one side, leave it pinned in on one side, because obviously I'm going to do the same on the other side, but it'll allow me to get on the inside of the waistband. And then you can see there what the waistband's like. It's actually got like a silky overlay inside the waistband. So I'm going to unpick all this so that I can get inside the waistband. So I've got my unpicker, and what I'm going to be unpicking here is, you can see here there's a row of stitching here, and then there's a top stitching here. I'm going to be undoing both of those so that when I do take it in, there's no bulk because I've not undone it. Now, it's actually just under 2 inch that I'm going to be taking in, which is going to be 4 inch off the waist. And so I'm going to come probably 1.5 inches past where I'm going to be stitching it, so it's going to give me room to get in. Right, so I'm going to undo the hem as well, and I'm going to undo that probably about 2.5 inch on each side, because doing that then you're going to get your nice flat hem. I mean, you could overlock down it and then tie it in, but it's a much professional finish to unpick it, stitch down the side, and then put the hem back on. So I'm going to explain to you a bit better here how I did the side seam, because when I've watched the footage back of the clip that comes after this, the camera is actually too low. So on this gauge here, the amount that needs taking in is from there to the end. So that's the amount, so that is just under 2 inch. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that in, have a look, to there, and then this extra here is my seam allowance. So I'm going to literally go up the whole side of the skirt, marking it and then cutting it off. But I'm actually marking it, just get you down, so I'm marking it from that line of stitching. So that's the marker, that's the line of stitching, that's where I'm marking it, literally all the way up the side that needs taking in. And then when I sew it, by the time I've sewn it, I've got the full measurement from there to take it in. So I hope that simplifies what I'm actually doing after this. Marking it at that and cutting it, and then stitching it, so that's where it'll be cut, stitching it the centimetre over, which gives me the full amount that it needs taking in. So I'm going to start by marking it all the way down to see what I'm going to cut off. Now, as a rule, I won't do this, I'd just cut it, but I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video, so that anybody that's new to sewing can understand better what I'm doing. So I'm getting to the waistband, just making sure that this is lying flat. Okay, so that's all marked. So I'm just going to start by cutting this off. Just make sure here where the waistband is joined at that, we've got that laying flat on the bottom and the top. Okay. Let's just get this. Right, so what I'm going to do now then, I'm obviously going to set the machine up in the correct colour threads. But where I've just cut that, can you see where the waistband has been joined to the skirt there? So this is the seam. Because I've just cut that, that will come undone. So this wants reinforcing. And then I will reinforce the other side and the other side. So basically I've got four seams that I need to reinforce. Okay, so I'm just simply going to start by reinforcing all the four seams where the waistband is connected to the skirt. So there's no chance of them coming undone, sorry, when they've been washed. And we'll just overlock down the sides. And all I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm just going to run down the sides. I'm not taking any fabric off, it's just literally neatening the edge. And once again, I'm using this finger as a guide to stop the fabric going over. Now what I've made sure on the waistband, you can see there where it's stitched, I've made sure that that is going overlocked down in the way that it should be. And the same with the top there, so that when that's folded down, both those seams are going in the direction that they should be going in. Now sometimes when you're trying to line your seams up, like I've got one there and I've got one there, they don't always align. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the top of the skirt there. I'm literally, you can see there that I've got that matched up here. Perfect. So I'm literally going to put that under the machine. And I'm just going to literally tack that so that it's going to be spot on when I sew it. I'm only going to do a few stitches because that's just to hold it in place. And you can see there, it's spot on. I'm then going to go to the bottom of the waistband. I'm going to line that up. And once again, I'm going to check there, that it's spot on, and again I'm going to just tack that. there, lining up perfect. So I'm going to go to my hem and start at that side, and I'm literally going to cut a chunk of that off for starters, and I'm looking at just coming in a centimetre. Back tacking, got my top here where I've just tacked it, and I'm going to make sure my edges are together, and then I'm just running down that. Slipping a bit there, so let me just get that. Okay. Just get rid of a chunk of this overlooking. So I'm just going to show you there that there. So we've got here and on the top is lined up perfect. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to understitch. I need to have a white cotton on top for the simple reason you can see the white stitching there. So you've got your seam there on the inside, and I'm going to be pulling that this way, so it's just top stitching it down. Making sure underneath that it's lying flat, and then you're going to line up where you're going to be stitching, pick up where I've unpicked to, but I'm lining it up with the inside of the foot. And when I come to the seam, I'm actually opening the seams open and making sure they're laying flat there, so you've not got any excess bulk on your side seam. Spot where I'm going to back tack that, come out, put my thread, and then as you can see there, the top stitching's all top stitched back in place. So now then, I'm going to open both the seams so they're laying flat when I'm going to be top stitching on the bottom part of the waistband, and I'm actually going to put a pin in that. Literally going to pin that straight down the middle where it's going to meet up, like so. So I'm going to find out here, so this is where I need to be starting off from, and I'm going to go where I unpicked it, I'm going to go an inch past that way, so I'm going to be having double stitching an inch, and then I'm going to back tack it, and as I'm going round, I'm going to actually just make sure that that is all laying flat. And you're aiming to stitch here just under the seam that's your waistband and your skirt. I'll show you when I've just. So I'm going to find out where it's unpicked to, and it's there. So I'm going to go an inch past it again and just back tack to secure it. That one's okay. So on the inside, you can see there you've got your white stitching, so that's all neatly stitched back down. And where I've just been stitching, where the waistband is here, it's actually just there that I've literally just been stitching right underneath the waistband, so it's like you're stitching in the ditch if you like, so you can't see it. Right, so I've just re-put the cerise underneath, so it's cerise on top and bottom, and I'm just going to do now, I'm going to redo the hem where I unpicked it, and I'm going to reinforce it by doing a back tack going forwards and backwards, forward and back tack, and that's just securing your stitch, so when it's washed it's not going to come undone. These bits here, which is the bottom of the seam you've just sewn down the side, I'm going to make sure that that's flat. Any overlocking, I'm going to try and tuck in the hem, so that's securing that stitch then. Right, it's only a tiny hem on here, so I'm just using my scissors to push that thread in underneath. Okay. I need to get that underneath. And overlapping again, doing my back tacking. And you can just see there that all the overlocking that I had has been tucked inside. That is all complete now then, so all I need to do is just press the seam open and it's finished. So that now you can see is a much smaller waist. Now on this skirt, the opposite side has got a zip, so she can get in that easy enough. And as you can see there, it's the same again. Need to, just like I said, press open the side seam, and that is ready for her to wear. So it's dead easy to downsize an item. It's just literally trying it on, pinning where you want it, and then work from that. And I've just kept it the same distance all the way down to the hem from the top. But as that's just, you know, you can see there, nobody would even notice that there'd been an alteration done on it. So I hope you've enjoyed this little downsizing. Thanks for joining me again, guys. Take care and see you soon. Bye for now.